From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal, and you know what? We've got cooler temperatures this weekend. It's absolutely going to be gorgeous temperature-wise, but we do have some showers and thunderstorms this Saturday, tomorrow, with stronger winds for tomorrow as well. But no big heat waves going through next week. So we've got a lot to unpack here with the cooler weather, thunderstorm, and winds. There's a lot to talk about. Let's get you into it. First, let's take a look at our neighborhood forecast for today. It's going to be a bit on the warm side. We'll call mid-90s, give or take, for the valley. So yeah, still warm, but still below normal for this time of the year. I still expect to see some haze out there from the Boise fire, but we're probably going to see a little less activity from the fire, which means less smoke, and air quality will probably be improved as a result. But yeah, you can see a plume of smoke developing here later this afternoon. But look what happens as we go into tonight and tomorrow. You start to see that wind, the smoke that is, dissipate, as well as the haze. So with the chances for rain coming in, a storm system pushing through, it'll help to kind of cleanse the air a little bit, and we'll see less in the way of that haze and smoke. Now that may change as we get possibly more smoke going into Sunday and of course into early next week. Now, let's talk about the stronger winds I was talking about here. So for today, not a problem, not an issue. Nothing unusual, but weaker winds than we typically have seen over the last few afternoons. But Saturday, look at this, especially the north end of the valley. I mean, look at that. We're getting into some reds there. So now we're getting into 30, even close to 40 miles per hour for the north end of the valley here. And some pretty strong winds here off to the east as well. So there's going to be a lot to talk about with these winds and how relative humidity will play a role in just how dangerous those winds will be as far as fire danger is concerned. Because on Sunday, again, the winds are dying down and shouldn't be as much of an issue. So let's talk about the humidity. So we know that the winds will be strongest on Saturday. We look at today, and you can see that humidity levels are going to be upwards of around, say, 14-15%. Okay, so that's good. Not good, but it's better than what we've seen last week when we were in the single digits. So nothing unusual, nothing different from what we've seen here this week. But look what happens to the humidity levels on Saturday. Now the strong winds are coming in from the south and west, at least the upper level flow. That is going to help to bring in a little bit of moisture coming in from the ocean. Keep in mind it's a cold ocean, so there's typically not a lot of evaporation and available moisture from the ocean, but there is some available moisture when you get that flow of winds over the ocean, and that's what's going to help to give us really double the humidity levels we'll see today. So today, 15% in Chico, tomorrow, 31%. So that is going to help to at least offset, especially around the park fire, those gusty winds. However, it's still the winds, despite the added humidity, that will still create some, I guess you could say, challenges for the firefighters. Because even though there is rain in the forecast on Saturday, which we'll get into here in a second, there's probably not going to be much rain here. So the park fire is really going to be the biggest concern with these winds, because the Boise fire, and one of the things I didn't really point out a whole lot, in fact, let's go back to those winds here real quickly here. I'll show you here that as we go into Saturday, look what happens. Again, the strongest winds are in the valley and to the east of that, but look at the winds over the Boise fire. They're not as strong on Saturday, and of course not to mention on Sunday. So again, you know, we take a look also at the humidity levels. The humidity has been actually not that bad out towards the Boise fire. So as a result, really over the last few days, the fire hasn't been allowed to spread a whole lot. And of course, that's also thanks to the firefighters, making it easier for the firefighters to really fight that fire out towards the Boise fire. All right, so the humidity levels are expected to drop, though, as we do go into Sunday. So it's back to dry again towards the park fire, and drier, but still some decent humidity levels out towards the Boise fire. Now, when we talk about the winds, we talk about how dry it is, right? For tomorrow, you can see an elevated to critical for parts of Modoc County. That should even go down into the eastern portions of Lassen County as well. That's because, again, the winds are very strong in these areas tomorrow. They're not going to really get any rain in these areas here either, and very dry conditions, not really feeling the impacts of the higher humidity coming in from that flow. So it'll be windy and dry in these areas. So should any new fires start in this area tomorrow, that could be cause for concern. All right, so let's take a look at the satellite image. So you can kind of see this trough of low pressure. See the flow around the main area of low pressure right here. This is digging to the south. We've got a cold front situated right here. That's moving in our direction, and that's what's going to be the source for those showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. All right, so for today, yeah, just some afternoon clouds for the rest of the afternoon today for the Siskiyou County. But by noon, there you can see not much going on tomorrow. Most of that rain is still off to the west, but they start to spark up along that cold front right here, excuse me, as they go into 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So we may already start to see some showers and thunderstorms around Redding, maybe even Red Bluff, but I still think most of it will be to the west. So Trinity County, central western Siskiyou County, even the coast and inland areas could see some thunderstorms. Okay, then we go into 4 p.m. on Saturday. Now we're seeing a kind of Red Bluff northward into Redding, Mount Shasta, central Siskiyou County. Again, not as much activity here to the west of that, but still a chance for a shower or thunderstorm as well, because you can see the activity still coming in from the west. Then we go into 6 p.m. Saturday. Now we're beginning to see most of it push northward. So still around Redding, northward into central eastern Siskiyou County. Still some activity here for Del Norte, Humboldt counties, showers and thunderstorms, even for Trinity County, western Siskiyou as well. So basically this whole area right here. All right, including the north end of the valley. But now at this point, Red Bluff, you still may see a stray shower or thunderstorm, but as you head south of that, any chances now are pretty much gone. Because as we go into 8 o'clock, most of it's up to the north. But look at Bernie. Notice northeastern Shasta County. Bernie, Fall River Mills, MacArthur, places like Shingletown, Viola, all may see a stray shower or thunderstorm here tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. But by 8 o'clock tomorrow night, most of it is up to the north in Siskiyou County. But again, you see it's up towards northeastern Shasta County. To the west of that, things are starting to kind of break apart. And then by 10 o'clock tomorrow night, most of it will be gone. So you'll notice Modoc County, Lassen, Plumas County, most likely not seeing anything out of this. Now, I have still included a slight chance on Saturday for parts of Modoc County, but those chances are very slim. Sunday morning, maybe a chance for a stray sprinkle or light shower along the coast, and then you can see by Sunday afternoon, it's all pretty much out of here, even the clouds dissipating. All right, let's take a look at what that means for our temperatures. Low pressure diving to the south, that's going to help to bring some cooler air, allowing our temperatures to drop over the weekend. That pushes the heat down to our south and east, but is also that source for those strong winds on Saturday. That will retreat to the north as we go into Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday of next week. That will allow this high pressure to try to build in. Temperatures may increase a little bit here for the beginning of next week. This then dives down to the south, retreats to the north towards the middle and latter part of next week. Temperatures may increase again, but by the time we get into Thursday, Friday, this area of low pressure dives down to the south, brings some cooler air along with it. But bottom line is, the low pressure system that's close to us now and this new one coming in for next week, both of those will prevent this heat from building in. So I don't see any major heat waves heading our way all through next week, if not even longer. All right, here's what we have for today. Temperatures, it's getting warmer. We're talking mid-90s for your daytime highs, although to the south, maybe not as warm. 93 degrees for Chico and 91 degrees for Willows. And for the mountains, we're mainly in the 80s, some of those upper 70s for some of those higher elevations, and then low to mid-60s along the coast here for today. So looking at your 7-day outlook, yeah, again, things get interesting. There are the showers and thunderstorms. I've got the chance in there for Chico, but honestly, I think there's a very good chance that on Saturday, Chico, you'll be dry all day long, just maybe a few clouds. Red Bluff northward, yeah, better chances, maybe as far south as Corning. And then on Sunday, it's completely dry, but the cooler air is still in place, and then we warm back up a little bit here as we get through next week. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook for the coast, showers, thunderstorms, that's also the case inland and for Trinity County. And then maybe a chance, especially in the morning on Sunday for the coast, drying out for the rest of us, and then dry through next week as well. Looking at your 7-day outlook for Siskiyou, Modoc, and for parts of the eastern mountains. So, Mount Shasta, yes. Most, if not all of Siskiyou County, yes, a chance for thunderstorms on Saturday. Dry on Sunday. For Alturas, Modoc County, yes, maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, especially western Modoc County by Saturday evening. Otherwise, you're dry. And then dry on Sunday. Eastern Mountains, Susanville, you're dry. However, Eastern Mountains, which includes Bernie, Shingletown, Viola, you may see a stray shower or thunderstorm late in the day into the evening hours, but otherwise dry through the weekend for most of the eastern mountains and dry and slightly warmer for next week.
We're the locals down the street. The neighbor you come to for advice. A nest egg for the golden years. A loan or a new account for that growing business. What started in Chico 50 years ago has taken us all around California, providing big bank lending power and high-tech service, while keeping our relationships personal. We're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street might be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.